Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Cashflow Digital, where we're joined by these guys, Brad and Mike. Do check out ODYS. They've still got the Black Friday offer on, 50% cashback up until the 3rd of December. If you're
How's that cashback given? Is that given as credit or is it actually like
credit?
Nice.
So not actual cash, but yeah,
that's buy one, get one half off, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Or yeah, look at it like that. Buy one, get one half off, whatever. But yeah, if you're interested in multiple domains, then check out ODYS. Now, here is a thing. I actually have so years ago we used to always call things I used to always call it SEM Rush, and some people call it SEM Rush.
I always did. SEM Rush is what I called it when they alpha, dude.
What do you call this sponsor up on the right-hand side here? ODYS or ODYS?
I like to call it ODYS, but I feel like I was the first.
It's ODYS to me, but I say ODYS because
it reminds me of the Jay-Z song. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys in the audience, what do you call it? ODYS or ODYS? I just
How the fuck are they going to tell you? They just spell it out.
Yeah. O.D.Y.S if it's ODYS, and just ODYS if it's ODYS. So put that in the thing in the chat.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
ODYS.
Fred Hutterson, he's getting the one first because he's always here first. Randy's here. Med B, hey, nice picture.
Mev, like Dave with an M. Thought you were like Scottish and Celtic and all that shit, dude.
And Stephen Buchanan, hello, gentlemen, and Brad. What do you mean by that? I want to know. And Brad,
he means I'm the only one that can make you two look like gentlemen, I think is what Stephen meant.
Come on. Randy is on my team, ODYS. Stacy Siddle.
Yeah. ODYS backwards.
Yeah. ODYS. Go with that. And is any of you guys called Shag Nasty?
That might be me as well. Yeah.
That is you.
Yeah, Brad is Shag Nasty. I'm sticking that one on him, but that's Andy Drinkwater.
Write that down so I can put it as my name next time.
Shag Nasty. Mike, what is 71N4? What the fuck?
Dude, it's leaked. Read it.
I can't.
It's lead speak, baby. It says link.
Link. Come on, man. It's not as good as that guy. Is it Stiggs that comes in with his?
Yeah, Stiggs.
Yeah,
Stiggs is good shit.
Stiggs is good shit. But that's only Craig. I'm not Shag Nasty.
You are Shag Nasty, apparently.
Nasty Shag, but not Shag Nasty. But guys, if you've got questions, put them in the chat. But otherwise, you're going to listen to either Brad or Mike.
What is an HTML sitemap, guys?
An HTML sitemap? Are we asking the audience?
No, I'm asking you guys and the audience. What is an HTML sitemap?
A hub.
That's a good answer, dude.
I'm going with that one then, a hub.
Yeah, I like that answer. That was I was hoping would come out later, but you're right. That is a very, very good answer. In its rawest form, it can be an unordered list of every page on a website. Like you literally can just drop everything into an HTML sitemap, and you have a hub HTML sitemap. So what's important about them though? Why would we use them?
I don't.
No, not at all. Never.
Years ago, but not anymore.
I was going to ask how you would suggest using it, Mike, because I know I used to just lazily throw it into the footer, and
I would suggest using it to organize large websites because websites grow in size, and it can organize the crawl for people. And also allow people to navigate through, kind of like using archives and shit. there's other reasons too. I'm actually just fucking with you guys. I'm reading an article from Search Engine Journal, bro.
Yeah.
So,
you ain't using no fucking HTML sitemap, you lying fucker.
You can do it in WordPress easily. It's just a plugin. Yeah, but
there is a plugin that I would use, but really, we've got some questions here. But really, there are some reasons to use them, and Brad hit it on the head. I think it can do a few things. If you have like category pages in WordPress that are not being used, or there's pages that are like created in your navigational structure that aren't being used, it's a good place to list out some HTML links with some content potentially, and drive some page rank to it. It can help you rank the whole website. Essentially, it'll build your buoyancy. It's kind of like using a subdomain. It's definitely just a link target, in my opinion.
Stacy ditched WordPress, by the way.
I hate WordPress, but I still use it.
And either Paul Delaney is so
not wasting your time.
Did you just make that after he said that, Paul? Just out of curiosity. Jean Papi.
What's up, Jean? What's up, Poppy D?
Poppy D's better.
Is he still trying to get across the border?
Are you still stuck in North Carolina, bro?
Yeah.
He lost his passport when we were at the event, and they
He's
made
like
him
our only one of two international travelers to the event, and he lost his passport like as soon as he got there.
Fuck. Is that the dude you met in the airport, Mike?
That is, yeah, Poppy D. I was talking, and then I didn't believe he was there. About an hour ago, he got home.
He just walked in.
It's only been a month, 2 months.
Paul Delaney done the HTML sitemap an hour ago.
Oh, gotcha. I misread that. No, it's not a waste of time. Honestly, like if you have the sitemap there, I mean, it's a footer link, dude, and it's a footer link that'll segment it'll pull in page rank, and it'll push that page rank out to everything there. So it is one way to flow page rank.
You don't actively link to it though, Mike, ever?
I mean, I do if I have them. I'm not. If there's a plugin on a site and it has an HTML sitemap, there are link targets to me. Anything's a link target. I mean, I don't do it anymore, but XML sitemaps used to be a huge link target for me, and you can still see them pop up. People still use them. Yeah. So HTML, XML all make solid link targets, like anything.
A question from Unparalleled. If you're an SEO but not a subject matter expert, how would you go about identifying the subset of topics that are most relevant to your niche?
Find a donor site. That's what I would do. Throw the competition to something like Ahrefs, SEMrush, anything like that.
Wait a minute. So, yeah, hopefully that helps you.
Well, I do have something, like we can show something if we want to. There's some shit I like to do just to get a general idea of is that the right site? Did you want to go on to something, Craig, though? If you have something, go ahead, dude.
I've got something that someone asked me actually on one of my live shows with Chris Palmer, and they asked us to explain it, and we're like, I ain't going to fucking explain it. Come back and we'll explain it here. So you guys regularly mention keyword seeding, and he wants to know exactly what you mean by that.
Do we mention keyword seeding, Brad?
I have to hear the context.
You fuckers always use the word keyword seeding. Seed keywords.
Oh, seed keywords. Seed keywords or seed sites?
Oh, seed sites?
Seed keywords would be
keyword seeding.
Yeah, like so you do your initial research, you build a seed set of keywords, like your primary keyword. So if you're going after drug rehab, it'd be drug rehab, and whatever comes up and may be suggested, what comes up, and the people also search, people also ask, stuff like that. Throw that into Ahrefs as a seed, and then you can start going through the list. But like I said, it's typically easier to just use a seed site that you throw into Ahrefs and just take what they're already ranking for.
Good explanation. But so many people come up to me and ask what the fuck you guys mean by certain words. Someone came up to me at an event talking about Mike, actually, and he says, what the fuck does Mike mean by edging your links? and then we just
I
started.
think everyone misunderstands that. It's called an edge. An anchor is an edge. Like a connection of 2 pages is an edge. It connects
it's like
2
pieces of paper.
together.
Yeah,
it's literally just an edge connecting 2 things
the
together.
link is like the bridge between 2 pages.
But we were basically saying to a guy, there's this dude, and he's basically a sales guy, and we're like, yeah, dude, you need to place the links to the fucking edge of the fucking page. And he's like, we're like, are you doing that? And he's like, yeah, I'm doing that. And we're like,
With
fuck.
a div.
I'm doing that. That's rad, dude. I'm going to start doing that too.
We used to do that to hide our links or hide
Move
content.
them with CSS right there.
Yeah.
Hide them off page. Put them on the edge. Halfway off.
But that's the way people think, though, in this industry. When you say something like edge or links and they're not familiar, they start to think, is he moving that like 7 pixels to the right so no one can see it, or what the fuck is he talking about?
Well, I mean, yeah, actually, in the past I have done that, but that's not what I mean when I say that.
Yeah.
It leaves a hell of a footprint if you do it everywhere.
Yeah, it's not needed really. There's other things you can do. Let me see. We'll go back to this keyword seeding thing or whatever. Where is, let's see, blah, blah, blah. What's the page that's up? It's google.com. We'll take like CBD because CBD cakes is a fool. All right. I think I shared. Did it share? Yeah, it shared. If you want to add the Chrome thing in.
Man, it's not came.
Let me stop. Your browser can't access your screen. Oh, bummer. What I like to do is I like to drop, like Brad mentioned, like using a site to like start your keyword research. It was the question about if you're not a subject matter expert. Really, what you want to do is you want to scrape the phrases and the terms off of the page is what I love to do. You can use SEMrush and drop it in and go do that, but you'll miss certain things. So like an Ngram analyzer, I can try to share this one more time. It's just really simple to kind of pull out these things from a page. Let's see if the share will let me do it. Probably not, but we'll try. Go. Allow.
Yes.
Did it come up?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we'll just like vanilla. And we'll take them. Like things like they're doing their text targets there. I love how they do text target there. That's fun. They did tweak that recently, but still pretty solid. Let's see. So you can just take it, you can drop it into like SEMrush or whatever. You can drop it into a tool, but if you want to kind of just pull out concepts, you can use any sort of Ngram analyzer. Like this right here is, I'll drop the URL in there. It's free. You can use OnCrawl or I think Screaming Frog does it, DeepCrawl does it, to actually pull out different topics from a page. Like it'll take like basically what an Ngram is. It's like taking a variable with a gram. So a 2 gram or a bigram is 2 words. A trigram is 3 words. So on and so on. So you can go through and pull all this out and grab them and start getting concepts that you might not have seen in other places if you want to. And then also drop them into SEMrush like Brad was talking about. Got to be smart about it because like what we saw there, unless you've got a flavor like vanilla bean, you're not necessarily going to want to include something like vanilla bean in there because you're not selling ice cream or recipes and shit. So, but you can see like vape juice. And then if we come through, like we can see that there's topics about the ratios. There's topics about, that's fun. Creamy vanilla. I like creamy vanilla.
That's your rap name, isn't it?
That is, they call me creamy vanilla, like vanilla vape. And I wonder if there's pen in here anywhere on this page, but no, I was going to see if there's vanilla vape pen. But using a tool like that can kind of get you additional ideas if you're having a hard time coming up with ideas. The other option is just like you can use let's see. We'll go to plumber. San Diego. Let's see, there they are. So you can use like SEO Minion, and questions are never going to be an issue, right? Questions are always a freaking great thing. So you can go ahead and just download all of the questions for a few levels or something like that, and take a look at what those questions are, and use those to seed in SEMrush or SEMrush or wherever you want to. So that's kind of the process that I usually use, is digging into the competitors that way, with some other stuff involved. But just go to those pages and pull out ideas. You really don't need to be a subject matter expert to get that info out. That's my opinion. What do you guys think, Craig or Brad?
I agree.
I agree as well, but I think there's also other tools out there. Like I seen one, and I was on AppSumo there. I downloaded or I bought it, and I've still not used it. A tool called Ryte, RYTE, and if you just stick a keyword in there, it basically scrapes the internet and it comes back with something that's really well written. Like I think I done a post on Facebook the other day with one of my friends, and it was just like he wrote on there, this guy sniffs women's panties, and then it came up with all these fucking other subheadings and why would you do that and all that stuff. So I think things like that, just to give you an idea of what is going on, because basically these tools are pulling that stuff from multiple different sources. So RYTE is something else that's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's still available on AppSumo, but I got the lifetime on AppSumo, and it does a fairly decent job, to be fair.
Does it build up the headings for you and everything? Like the structure, the article structure?
Yeah, it gives you the full structure, FAQs, everything. And it's actually reasonably well written, to be honest. I was surprised. But yeah.
You can, the other idea there too is like, if you've got like content AI or conversion AI, Jarvis, whatever, fucking AI is taking like a profile out of the demographic and some of those seed terms that you have to start with, and letting the AI pull shit. Like, so any tool like Craig is talking about, they'll come back and write something off of an input, and a seed is a good idea. And I'm not saying
RYTR?
RYTE.
Okay, I'm seeing RYTR on AppSumo.
Well, we've seen
yeah, it might be that one.
So what we've seen some solid luck with is using the AI to generate like a story about a fucking person. Like let it generate like, what is the biggest problem so-and-so has, and you're using the seeds of Facebook profile of your competitors, and using keyword seeds and everything, keywords in there, pulling that out and then dropping that text into an Ngram analyzer can work really well, and pull out info. That's it, Ryder?
Yeah,
it looks like it.
I just fucking shared my fucking download fucking number and everything there, bastard. Someone will probably go for that.
Thank you. It's only what, $30? Cheap.
But me, honestly, it's really good. The only thing is, I was supposed to redeem that code by the 25th of September, and I've not fucking done it, which sucks ass. So
do they have certain niches that
that's basically? That's exactly what we were just talking about with Jarvis. I'm looking at their site right now. If you go to writer.me, that's where they have their website
sales page.
And the fact, so they'll take an input of a URL.
Yeah, no, just a keyword.
A keyword input, and they'll write. So it's basically, I wonder if they're actually pulling off of the Jarvis API.
I'll throw some shit up, see how it ranks.
Wait a second. I'll just do it right now.
No, I don't want you to do it right now.
Yeah, see, they're calling themselves a shortly AI alternative, a conversion AI alternative. So the fact that they're doing it from a keyword, if they did it from a keyword in a Facebook profile, shit would be sick.
Yeah.
But to take that, what you get out of here, and then drop it in with a Facebook profile to generate that, you'd have some nice content that is subject matter. Like, either if you take an expert Facebook profile, it can be subject matter from an expert, or it could be from a consumer, and you could pull out a lot of fucking topics when you analyze that page.
But look here, so you can use the tone, you can do the topic and then a bunch of keywords. So you can put in topics as well, and it spits out something fairly decent, to be fair. So it's definitely worth having a play around with. I'm not sure. Is that still for sale, Brad? On
It looks
Yeah.
like you can buy it. Yeah.
yeah,
They have a website, and you can get it there for $29 or whatever.
Oh, what? It's cheaper on the site than it is AppSumo.
$29 a month, get 2 months free, $2.90
Oh,
a
it's a
year.
month. This must be a lifetime on.
Yeah. This is actually just like their website. They're like it's rytr.me, rytr.me.
Yeah, I was on it. They're selling a monthly, but on AppSumo it's just a single. Yeah, it's a lifetime deal. So you can get the lifetime for 40 or go to Rytr and pay monthly, it seems like.
They 40, I'm sure they're gonna limit your ass big time with that 40, dude.
It says one instance or whatever. So
well, I'm talking about it's going to cost tokens at some point. If they're not doing it now, that $40 is not going to be unlimited. Is what I'm saying.
I agree. Yeah,
on the lifetime, the one-time purchase, it allows you to generate 50,000 characters.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's pretty solid, dude. Let's see. Lifetime is 50,000 per month, and then their monthly is. They generate, so monthly is unlimited characters.
Yeah.
So I might
get
take,
the
depending on volume.
lifetime. Get the lifetime, and then if you like it, then
that's a good way to go.
I think for me, I've bought so many things on AppSumo before and just never fucking used them like that.
Me too.
I've just got a bloody fetish for buying an AppSumo and then not using it. So yeah, be careful what you do. Don't just buy it for the sheer hell of it. Make sure you use it and then upgrade.
I put that link in private chat, Craig, because someone was asking for that Ngram analyzer.
Ah, yeah. Cool. I will share.
Ryan had a pretty good PPL question. He has a few, actually, I think. But
the link is in the chat, guys, for the tool. But yeah, Ryan Pelleter.
Yeah, Ryan, I would probably I would do all the keyword research stuff like we already discussed, and then I would ultimately plan on doing both types of sites. If you're doing GMBs, I like to just use a simple HTML lander, throw it up there, because you want those in different accounts. And the reason being, when you're doing PPL, if you have all of them in one account, then one gets taken out, they're all going to get taken out. Whereas if you have them all in different accounts, then it kind of protects yourself. So, but from an SEO perspective, and if it's a money site that you're going to be building up over time and going after national and local keywords, then I would probably suggest doing the multiple cities on there. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach, but yeah, I would do both. Always be building though. If you're getting into PPL, just it's easy to get lazy and stop building because you're making what you think is a good amount. But then you're one update away from everything going away. So always be building and putting into that portfolio.
ABB.
Yeah, always be building. I think that was in a webinar at some point, right?
I think it was, dude.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. I just you've got to get a little manic with it, especially in the beginning, until it turns into more of a maintenance type thing. But yeah, you need to be building both. Like we're taking over a new substance abuse site, and we're building out a local directory on it. We're building out supporting sites that are going to pay for themselves anyway. So yeah, it's all. Yeah. Our SEO client is essentially paying for our PPL efforts at this point. So
the best kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fuckers have got me hooked on that fucking AppSumo again. I was just looking at a few things on there, man.
I believe you're the one that mentioned it.
Me? Come on, man.
Don't blame me.
You brought up Rytr, bro. Like, hey guys, Rytr.
Unparalleled is a question for you. Is there a difference between entities found on a competitor's page and keywords found from the Ngram tool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Cool.
Ngrams are literally like, it's math. They're just pulling out what's here. Here's this thing. It's together.
You're
Could
still
look
gonna
up
have
the
to clean it
definition.
up, like Mike said. Yeah, vanilla bean comes out. It's like cognitive. I mean, sometimes it spits out a bunch of competitors because you're pulling in directory sites and shit like that. You just got to take those off, or if it makes sense to include those on there. But that's a good way to. The hell is that?
My compressor, bro.
Oh, I thought you turned on your wife's Christmas present. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
you asked for
But,
that one, man.
Yeah, right.
What was I saying?
Uh,
I don't know. But
Rude shit.
yeah, I can't remember now.
yeah, I can't even remember either.
Of course you can.
And as far as the average per industry goes, it all depends, honestly, on the industry. I would look and see what you can get from the network. Start there. Once you've got that built up over time, then you can start reaching out to individuals if you want to manage that. Sometimes just the networks are great. I have a ton of campaigns. I would never switch to private deals because it's just so easy. And I don't want to set up that network. And I take a shotgun approach. So if I don't have one buyer that can accept nationwide calls, why the fuck am I going to deal with like 50,000 plumbers? You know. So
50,000 plumbers.
Yeah,
My favorite thing in the world. 50,000 plumbers.
And Stephen Buchanan stands by his earlier comment. Gentlemen and Brad. Not sure if you guys have got something going on here, Brad. But it seems like that was some kind of compliment.
It's either a compliment or a diss. I can't tell with me. So,
but guys, keep the questions coming if you've got questions.
So should I consolidate my dub and non-dub pages? The page rank is not the same. And in keyword instance, they're having different performance on different things. Sounds like there's a problem there to me. What's that problem,
I would typically
guys?
have a 301 set up to go to whatever version you don't or that you want to use. So
yeah. And you need to determine the canonical inside of Google as well. And you can set that there. You want to have the 301 set up there to move that page. So very important to do. That's not something to play around with.
No. And as far as choosing, I would probably choose the one that has the most links unless you've got a specific reason why. Otherwise, why you wouldn't use that.
Yeah, that makes sense to go by the one that's got the most links, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Arla had a question earlier, which we nearly missed. Do you have any tips for mass site SERP ranking? Also, do you think a no backlink page one ranking has any power or juice at all when linking to a site in the same SERP?
So go ahead.
It's obviously a healthy site if it's ranking. I mean, even if it's low competition, if you've got a just completely fuck site, then it's not going to rank even for an easy term. So I would say there is some weight there, but I would also suggest tiering behind it.
So page rank passes page rank. There's an amount of page rank passed by every page that's created at all, and that page is linked to from other pages. What I would do, you can actually look at that page itself, look at any sort of toolbar. Either Majestic or link research tools. Those are metrics you can actually use to determine page rank. Don't stay away from the DA shit and the DR shit. Look at what is actually emulating the page rank algorithms, and look at the page and see if the page has any use for you at all. Just because it's ranking, to me, doesn't necessarily mean you want to go out and have an issue.
You're not going to get a huge push from it regardless, even if it is ranking.
So I've got something I want to ask you, Mike. You mentioned the DR thing and DA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Are you using link research tools to base decisions on what links you build? Because there's another guy I met and he's like, I just use link research tools.
Dude, there is a calculation with link research tools that is absolutely spot on, it seems like. So yeah, it does make some decisions sometimes for me. But the toolbar is free. You can use the toolbar free, and you want to focus on power trust.
Yeah.
The power trust metric.
So you don't actually have an active subscription, because that's the
I do because I like to research Yeah, I do. I have Majestic. I actually have all of them, but I use.
I think we have 2 Ahrefs accounts somehow, and
Yeah, I
Cosmo.
think we do too somehow now. I like to use Majestic mostly because of the link flow tool and or the link graph tool, and then there's things I like about link research tools. But I mean, SEMrush, even the backlink tool in SEMrush is really good for link building. If you're doing white hat SEO, it's a fucking solid tool to do intersection and stuff like that, and to find links from shit you can get right away.
Next one, unparalleled. How do you guys vet an expired or aged domain? Look for DR and RDs or niche relevant backlinks, or all of the above?
For both of them, I always look at relevance. Of course, if you're going with ODYS, you just need to look at relevance, and then as long as it's relevant, I'll buy it because I know I can use it. Then all the other work is done. For expired domains, I would suggest looking, starting with the seed site, finding the broken links there, filtering it the way we've shown on this show before, and then individually look at I try and get like 10 RD referring domains at least. If not, then I'm gonna go lower, but knowing that I'll build more links later. But they have to be completely on topic if I've only got a handful of links. And then I'll throw up the site just on a cheap host or whatever. Throw up some pages, see if it ranks. If it starts to rank relatively quickly and index well, then I'll know it's a pretty good domain.
Honestly, if there's just even one link you can't get in that profile and it's a clean profile, I mean, you can always push more shit to it. So I really think it's good to look at how to insert into the like existing like link graph for the market that you're in, and the keyword like is one way to look at it. But Spamzilla, just go in there and set some settings in Spamzilla and use Spamzilla for your lists. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're looking at it from a local perspective, BBB in your niche is always really good to get because those are harder to get. Yellow Pages is okay. You can actually scrape Yellow Pages for EDs. And yeah, you want a halfway decent profile, like Mike said. If the harder links for you to get are in there already, then you might as well start with that as a base over quantity. You don't want to buy one with a bunch of blogspot spam and shit like that. One that's been obviously spammed or used for something bad. And then always look at it in an archive, in my opinion, see what it's been used for in the past. See if it took a huge hit for whatever reason. And if it took a hit, can you recover it?
Yeah.
Makes sense. But there's always a lot more than just relevant backlinks. People have their own, what they determine. I know guys that just look for it so they can steal a whole bunch of content. They're quite happy to... They don't care about the metrics. They're just like, fuck, there's $5,000 worth of content on there.
Yeah, that's got a monetary value there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So there's a number of different...
It kind of ties into the next question from Maeve, honestly, like what you just said, because when you're rebuilding a domain, so rebuild the site, and then you're going to leave that. You're going to leave that content and let that content like remature. But you can continue to build. Like if you just think of it like a real website, if someone has a website and they let it lapse and then they put it up again, most of the time, a site's going to go up or a site's going to be edited or a new content's going to be added and then content will be changed. So give it a couple months to let the shit kick back in and don't redirect first or whatever. So
I don't think she's planning on redirecting. I think she's building out a network. So
I know that, but especially with redirection and shit, you will start to fucking hurt yourself down the line. You'll lose traffic. So
let it build, and while it's seasoning, that's when you can work on your content plan and
seasoning. I'm fucking stealing that. That's another one I'm taking a note of. Seasoning's a good word.
You got to season that shit, dude.
Like fucking Salt Bay.
Yeah,
that's what that shit right.
That's what Mike did to the turkey on Thursday.
That's what Mike does all the time. That's going to be the next thing on a stage somewhere. Someone will be like, "Yeah, you need to do a bit of this to and content maturation," and people will be like, "What the fuck?"
Once you're done,
season the maturation, baby.
Yeah, season the maturation. We need shirts.
Season the maturation.
Adam's got a question. When looking at SERP velocity of your web page, are there any simple changes you can do to reduce the velocity?
Is it
volatility?
Volatility, I assume, Adam.
I think maybe volatility.
Yeah.
Optimize your page and your backlinks.
Tick more boxes. Like what I say to people is, when you've got a new website and you've not ticked a whole bunch of boxes, if there's, say, 10 boxes you need to tick: speed, content, internal linking, blah, 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 then tick as many of the boxes as you can. You'll see less volatility. If you've only done a certain thing, and leading heavily in content.
So looking at it from, like, let's take a query, any query we can think about, like, and we've got Amazon products for that. If you kind of track like the position sharing and different things, you'll see that those products are switching out with other pages on the same website and other websites. Like, they're sharing that position, they're coming in and out. And it's because there is not enough differentiation. One's not optimized more than another. And in a lot of cases, there's situations like that I see where there's no the backlinks are, not there for something. And when you hit the site with links, then you'll start to see that change. So it really does come down to optimizing SEO. Like this last core update, it did nothing but increase everything across the board for us. But I wouldn't even, if someone asked me, what is it? I'm like, all I know to do is do everything I can do. Like, do everything as best as I can do, and it works, right?
And be consistent too. If you're doing content plus linking, the more content links that you have going in, the more consistent you are with that. The more consistent your rankings are going to be.
If you go in and you're doing topic spam, and you throw up pages with a bare minimum of 4-step optimization, and you have the 4 points kind of optimized, and you throw that up, and you're volatile and you're up towards where you need to be, then it's time to go back in and start optimizing and going through all these other factors that you can control and do that. And then when you're done with that, then start thinking about that backlink profile.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. Good advice. Hopefully that helps you, Adam. But yeah. Any other questions, Adam? Bang them in there. And guys, also drop a like on the video if you're enjoying it, or a dislike if you dislike the video.
Brad.
Guys here, or dislike Brad.
Yeah, dislike if you dislike Brad. All these dislikes.
We're going to break a YouTube record.
Yeah. But Mike, if you get any questions there that people are asking in your Skype group or anything?
Yeah, no, at my Skype group, I do have some, but hold on. I'm looking at which one I want to do, because this 301 and 500 one, I don't understand. Let's see.
Here's one here, Brad, while Mike's looking. Since you mentioned about Blogspot spam, what's your take on the sites that are ranking only on Blogspot sites and high UR comment pages having a lot of tier 2 referring domain in competitive niche? So someone has done a bit of analysis, seen that it's a whole bunch of jackass stuff.
So it's the actual Blogspot page ranking, or are they just linking from the Blogspot page to the money site, and the money site is ranking? I guess would be my question. Because Blogspot's just a 2.0. It's just when I see a shit ton of different non-relevant Blogspot links going to it, then it kind of shies me away, because it's, what else am I not seeing?
Yeah.
There was changes in the way that shit's handled too, if I'm not mistaken, or else someone's lying to me. I don't use them, so I don't know.
Yeah. My take on it would be to try it and see if it works. And if it works, crank them out. You can still rank with 2.0 comments, but you're probably going to be going after lower hanging fruit, easier keywords, smaller populations, really long tail stuff with that type of tactic, more than likely. I mean, I could be proven wrong, in some instances, but yeah, majority of the time though, it's going to just be a long tail tactic.
Hopefully that helps.
A Core Web Vital question about anyone experiencing poor Core Web Vital data because of Cloudflare. Are you? Do you care?
No, I don't ever look.
Nah, not something that bothers me.
I just
I would say that Cloudflare if you're using the cache, I don't know if that would have any effect, to be honest. I haven't even looked into it, but if you're just using it for DNS, it shouldn't be affecting anything. So I'd eliminate it as an issue.
Yeah.
If you're worried about it. What SEO courses do you guys recommend?
None of them.
Mine. Nah, I
Oh,
think
you have one?
I gave away a free course online. It depends on what you mean by course. Like, I'm not going to give away the darkest secrets that I do. Like, that would be madness for free.
You've got to subscribe to his OnlyFans for that.
Yeah, but you know, do I give a lot of the basics away? 100%. You know, so I think, you know, when you're looking at courses, different people have different skills. Like Holly Starks, for example, you know, she'll sell you a method or whatever, or a Chris Palmer will sell you.
I think Chris just had a method, right?
Yeah, he's given the old method away, and it still works, but there's a newer one that works even better. So, yeah, Chris was giving that away. So there's lots of different people with, depending on what you do. Now, would you go there to learn the basics of SEO? Probably not, because if you listen to Chris Palmer, it's all advanced stuff in a lot of cases. So you've just got to take little bits from different people. You know, I think I bought one on Black Friday, Matthew Woodward's 90-day SEO.
I saw him popping back up. Yeah, he disappeared for a while, right?
Yeah, well, he basically sold his main business for a lot of money and kind of sailed off into retirement for a few years and then get bored. And just, I mean, obviously he's like any of us. He just loves SEO, and he's still dabbling about there in the background and launching a few courses. So, he's got a course which I think is fairly solid. If you're looking for beginner stuff, there's not black hat stuff in there, but I think
I would say that one, and also the blueprint with Ryan. What's his fuck? The blueprint is a super solid. If you wanted to start an agency, it's a super solid way to get started with SOPs, understanding SEO, and having a system. Yeah, for sure.
I've not seen Ryan Stewart's, but I've heard a lot of people say good things about it. But
it's super solid. It's not cheap. It's super solid though. I think it's like $5,000 or something like that. But it's a business in a fucking box for sure.
I looked at it; it was too much. Not price wise, but I'm like, that's a lot to.
But it's a lot of info, dude. It's what it does is it eliminates a lot of the need for programming. Because it uses Drive. Yeah, G Drive. Everything's in G Drive and it's automated in G Drive, so it's pretty simple setup for people. So I think it works for people.
But think of this, right? If you could pay $5,000 to get all of those SOPs, surely that's a godsend. Yeah. Like that's worth it all day long.
It should be a business in a box. Does he talk about sales at all, Mike?
He just did one. He did it was like $15,000. He did one on his sales process or something. I mean, maybe not that much, but it was an additional step up. But he does have, I think, in the blueprint that there is some. I have it. I could look, but I'm not sure. It's interesting. I don't use Drive, so it's not useful. But he did a good job with that, I think, for people.
So that's a couple there for anyone looking to learn SEO. Arla has a question, and Mike, you're a Majestic fan. What are you mainly looking at in Majestic Trust Flow? I'm not sure what you mean by that, though, Arla. I think you need to give us a bit more.
Maybe he's saying, what are you looking at in Majestic? Trust Flow. Looking at the ratio between trust flow and citation flow, what you can look at it like is you've got page rank and then topical page rank essentially is what you get with trust flow. To some extent, I'm kind of generalizing the trust flow a little bit, but then you have the ratios there. But their link graph tool, it's for me, it's really easy to visualize. Okay, I know what strategy that guy's using. Okay, I know what strategy that guy's using because I can see the patterns in the way the graph is. I know that, okay, this person is using, a forum post as their tier one and then hitting it with edits, or they're using an edit as their tier one and then hitting it with spam tool. Like you can see that shit really easily. And so for when I'm doing campaigns and when we're linking and we're doing certain things, it's really nice to be able to visualize the backlink profile rather than just have to go through sheets. I like the visualization that they have in there. There's also really good keyword tools in there, and then contextual tools in there. There's a lot of fucking solid tools in Majestic. It's definitely my favorite like link tool.
Would you suggest it for finding aged domains? It kind of leads into Paul's question. Is that your favorite for finding aged?
Spamzilla.
Yeah, like you said, Spamzilla, ODYS, Ahrefs.
Well, ODYS I consider different because like if I'm looking for a purchase domain, then I'd go there. If I'm looking for drop catching or aged, expired, whatever, I'd be going to somewhere so I can capture that myself.
I think as well though, I think the biggest part, people are looking for a software to do it all. I think there's certain aspects.
Gotta use your gut, dude.
You have to use your brain, and as I say, what you use is certain quality metrics might be slightly different from mine, but I think there's no one tool out there that's identifying everything. But Spamzilla is probably the best. It's got its spam score and a whole bunch of other metrics in there, so it's as good as any.
Well, I still use it just to compile stuff, and then I go through it with Ahrefs or whatever.
Well, I'm the same as you, Brad. I use get the list and then dig deeper and you know, myself.
Yeah, you do need to go beyond that. But like when I say Spamzilla, we're just using that as our jumping off point for automation, essentially, is what I mean. That's where I'd start it. And then like Brad and Craig are saying, then take it into like Majestic, take it into like Ahrefs or SEMrush.
I mean, shit, on occasion you can use expireddomains.net to start, especially if you're looking for like a PMD style.
Use fucking
domain.
spam or Scrapebox, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a few different methods that I use with Scrapebox, but
Scrapebox is a fucking great tool.
It is.
Would you say that on spam? There's a few times when I've looked at Spamzilla, and you look at the DR or whatever you're looking at, and then you go in and you're like, "Fucker, this is just lied." Like it said it was a DR 40, and you turn up and it's a DR 1.7.
That's why I plug it into. They could be using because Ahrefs changes how they calculate it all the time.
Yeah, and there's really easy.
System, it might have been much higher.
That's one of the things is because like they did block one of the methods, or they tried to block one of the methods to fake DR. So it could be that was a pre-change for some of the fake DR stuff. I mean, you were able to fake the PageRank toolbar stuff. So I mean, you can fake any of these metrics really. Majestic and link research tools are harder to fake, a lot harder to fake. So I would stick with that as a scoring system if you were going to. What's up, Ryan? I can tell you SEO demand and futures, yes. Most futures don't need you as an SEO. But the future of SEO does look good to me.
I think so.
Yeah. There's always something to be optimized. So, and it will always involve a bit of human interaction.
It is literally about
SEO could lead into you digging really deeply into a niche, and then you end up forming a company or working for a company or what have you in that niche that you're not specifically doing SEO. I know a few different people like that. That they own part of the company, and they're like, man, I really need to sit down and do SEO, but I don't want to. And
as that company grows, then they're going to want to hire more techs to run SEO. So I just think that there's always going to be a reason to have people optimizing the way visitors come to your website and convert. So the whole general space is a pretty well protected space to be in my opinion.
Like unbeknownst to me, if you had asked me like in college or when I was going for web design, they're like, what do you think you'll end up doing? I may have said SEO, marketing, something like that. But now it's like lead flow management, call flow management, is one of my most important skills that I have.
And hooking.
That too. That's always been in the wheelhouse. So
yeah,
it's just easier online now.
It is easier online now. I hook a lot.
Yeah. Well, the talent pool isn't very deep in Idaho.
So no, it's not.
It's either or a potato. So
that's right.
Half of the
Dude,
time they pick
my
you.
fucking tear ducts hurt, dude, from this shit, bro. It sucks, dude.
Yeah, my tear ducts were sore for a few weeks, man.
Were they really?
Yeah, honestly, it was like fucking nipping. Like
if I touch them and move them, they like have like pain, dude. Like it's fucking weird, dude.
It was like acid was coming out. Like it was actually the tears were like had some shit in it.
Those are called COVID tears, bitch.
So Mike's on his 4th dose of COVID.
I don't think it goes away, bro.
Yeah, I think it's just a flare up, right? It seems like
that's what I think.
For a while, I kept getting staph, and they're like, "Well, you're cultured." It seems like that's what's happened to you,
dude. The Pfizer vaccine, which I did get, is triggering shingle outbreaks and infections, which is lovely, dude.
Dude, everyone in the UK is getting the shingles right now as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Is the UK getting shingles right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like that, I'm reading the research, man, and the Pfizer vaccine it seems to be triggering shingles outbreaks.
Oh, fuck that, man. Shingles is horrible. I had that once.
I've heard that.
I actually blamed the wife. I had these scabs up the side there, and I'm like, you fucking done something with you've changed the washing powder. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You
changed the fucking... And went to the doctor, and he's like, dude, you've got shingles. And I'm like, oh, shit, I better say sorry.
I would have just said that it was triggered by the laundry detergent.
Yeah. No, I'm normally stubborn like that, but nah, I had to face up at that point. And Allah, Tyson Fury training top.
Nice.
Because Tyson's
when is his brother's fight? It's coming up.
I think it's the 18th of December. So yeah, looking forward to that.
I saw people were saying that he dogged the last fight, which I had that go through my head. I was like, I wonder if he dogged the fight to get this one to get the payday, because he did not do shit in that fight. And I was vastly underimpressed, but I'm like, well, he'll for sure get the Paul fight now. And then now his Gypsy King is coming out and shit and saying that that's what he did.
Gypsy King's a crazy guy, man.
I was gonna say that Fiverr's like a one-off, or Upwork is like client work, dude. You can get client work there.
But Fiverr surely is seen as dog shit, right?
I guess I wouldn't go there for a fucking SEO.
Nah, I wouldn't be going.
Some of the stuff you can use, but
like fucking some piece of shit, like whatever. But not for SEO. You wouldn't let anyone from Fiverr access your website or fucking.
Oh no, yeah, he's not.
No one said that the vaccine causes shingles. It's triggering shingle infections.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Shingles is from fucking chickenpox, guys. It's herpes zoster.
I take it you've been doing a lot of deep research on the old shingles, then, Mike.
Well, I got a fucking survival network, so I see a lot of the conspiracy shit come through and look at it, and then when it's real, it's real.
Oh man! But Paul Hogden reckons his shirt's better than mine. Has anyone seen Paul's shirt?
I don't think he wears one.
Dude, the funny thing is that there's somebody that's they posted all this shit that Forbes said about the vaccines change your DNA, and they didn't even, like, no one realizes that it's contributor accounts and guest posts that people are fucking putting up there, and they're all going to arms about Forbes saying this shit and Forbes doing this and that. Forbes. I'm like, someone paid to put that there. That's not edited, dude.
Yeah, I know a guy, Peter Van de Graaf, who does a lot of that stuff, like for politicians and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, he just puts out some bullshit, and people don't realize, like, he done a presentation once, and it was really interesting. Like, you just can't believe anything that's out there, even if it's on Forbes. The chances are that shit's been manipulated. Someone's
everything is. It's funny because
right now 800, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty low, dude. I mean, I wouldn't buy it unless I wanted to do some actual seeding of concepts.
I use it in a reputation management perspective. Yeah.
It has because of what we just talked about. We've talked with Fletch about this. It has a very good use when it comes to swaying public opinion. And I like you said, I have a buddy that his firm, all they do is political stuff. And we actually turned down something recently where it was going to be like that. But I just don't like being a part of that. It is, and it makes you magnetic too.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on mine to kick in because
but Peter Van de Graaf says what he calls it is opinion sculpting. So
It is.
people will pay him 2 years in advance just to drop a few seeds here and there prior to something coming out.
What's really interesting is that people don't understand how much confirmation bias they're delivered to themselves because of the way that the algorithms work. It just gives you what you want to see consistently. And I've got profiles that I keep.
They show you what you want to see.
Yeah, dude. And when people ask why is every search engine shitty compared to Google, I'm like, because they give you what you want, dude. And it doesn't matter if you're signed in or not. They give you what you want. The ads you're getting are based on what they heard your phone picked up when you were talking to your fucking wife, right?
Yeah, that's why I keep getting that. That's what I tell her. That's why I keep getting those messages.
Brad, someone loves you.
50th Law is my favorite. Right
Dude,
now,
he's got tons of. He's written very good books, but
yeah,
you got to read Ryan Holiday, his protege. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, he does a bunch of stuff with Ryan Holiday now. Right now, I'm reading Limitless, Learn How to Learn. It's pretty good so far. It's a quick and easy read. Trying to think what I've got.
I'm reading 10 Days to a Less Defiant Child.
There you go.
I'm about to beat my son.
How to Reprimand with a Belt is proper form and whatnot.
Dude, I read one actually that was really interesting. It was Parenting the New Teen in the Age of Anxiety, dude. It was fucking interesting as shit, dude.
I can imagine, yeah.
And also, Mosta, I don't do work for other people, but do you guys, you maybe help me out with some SEO?
No, I'm good. But I will harry you.
Yeah, it would be for most people in here, it'd be too expensive, I think, for us to do it because we deal with larger scale campaigns. I'm looking through my Amazon. I haven't ordered a ton recently. I just read Tony Robbins' first book, Unlimited Power. It was pretty good. It just doesn't go into depth about anchoring and stuff, which I was looking forward to. If you're into like the Jocko type stuff, extreme ownership is okay. But you got to be into freaking like the Iraq war and stuff. It was interesting to hear.
We all have it. You got to learn to be, we got to go look up the definition of sarcasm sometime on this show.
From who? Oh, yeah.
Fucking A. Actually, the vaccine will kill you if you take it. Don't take it. You'll fucking die.
It's because you snorted it.
That's what happened. Don't give it to your children either because they won't be able to have babies.
Oh, man.
Please don't believe any of what he's saying.
You're going to get fucking banned now, dude.
Who, me?
I mentioned the vaccine.
Nah. You're allowed to talk.
I need to put a list together. I'll come up with some. Come back next week, and I'll have a few picked out. I need to look at my collection.
Tala, come back next week, and he will come back with his top 5 or 10.
The success formula is really good. That's a quick read. It's interesting.
42. The answer is 42. And if anyone gets that reference right now, put it in the comments, and I'll give you $500 of free links.
Is that a movie?
If someone gets it, they're getting links. And they got, actually, it's 1101.
Yeah.
The bleach works well. 42 is from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It is the answer to the life and meaning of life, basically.
Life,
dude. Paul's. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Paul. Pretty sick, dude.
But
I will give you some links, dude. Hit me up because that was a sick reference.
Digital is just going to keep growing, though.
42.
Whatever 42 means.
It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The supercomputer answers the question, "What is the meaning of life?"
He says
the answer
42.
is 42. That's the fucking meaning of life.
So, yeah.
42.
There you go, guys.
Why do you do 2 like that?
Yeah.
He is an alien.
2A.
That's some weird shit. some weird shit.
Y'all gonna make me have to pull a Rittenhouse.
By the time they found the answer, they forgot the question.
I do that answering questions here sometimes.
I'm starting to get lost. But
Most draw. Thank you, sir.
6 seconds, Craig. 5 seconds.
6.
4 seconds.
Yeah, we're done. That's it at a minute. So, guys, right. One last question. Tala, what is the best resource for learning rank and rent model and dope an agency and want out?
Check out Mininet. Yeah, mininettraining.com would work for rank and rent. It's predominantly put together for PPL and pushing clients. But yeah, mininettraining.com.
Mininettraining.com.
That's free.
But on that note, guys, we are out of time. Do check out ODYS if you're interested in the 50% cashback.
Hey, will he sponsor me?
And Mike's obviously shown off his amazing painting work, if we can call it that. And Adam is expecting to see your top 10 book ranking.
1 book a week.
Google by next week.
That's what that quick learning is about, or whatever, the limitless shit.
That's what I think about the vaccine.
Enough vaccine talk. Campbell, how am I? I am good, my friend.
I love it. Dude, I love it, Brad. Yeah. Now you can't find him, dude, because he's the Campbell. Campbell.
What was my nickname from earlier? Atrocious.
Bag nasty, bitch.
Yeah, bag nasty.
Yeah, no, shag nasty.
Shag nasty, not bag nasty.
Bag nasty.
On that note, before any more insults come our way, I'm out of here, so we'll catch you all next week, guys.
Later.
See you later.
Campbell.